Have you ever noticed how the more you try to control everything, the more life slips through your fingers? We often think that having control will calm our fears. But what if it's actually the root of our anxiety? Buddha once said, "You only lose what you cling to." And yet, when life gets shaky, we grip even harder. We micromanage every little detail. We run through endless what-ifs. We try to brace ourselves against every possible outcome, as if that will keep us from falling apart. But here's the truth. Life was never meant to be predictable. So, ask yourself honestly, how much of your stress, your fear, your sleepless nights come from trying to hold on to things that were never really in your hands to begin with? This video isn't just about letting go. It's about becoming mentally stronger by learning how to let go. You'll discover a simple shift in mindset, one that helped monks remain calm in chaos, warriors stay centered in battle, and ancient thinkers find peace in the middle of pain. Yes, life is wild. It changes without warning. It doesn't care if you're ready. But once you understand this one simple idea, everything gets lighter. Everything makes more sense. And if you stick around until the end, there's a bonus lesson that might just change the way you live. It's not just powerful, it's liberating. Number 1, let go or be dragged. Think about this for a second. How often does your suffering come not from the situation itself, but from your desperate attempt to control it? There's a timeless truth that's easy to say, but hard to live. Let go or be dragged. Picture this. You're holding a burning coal, clutching it tighter, convinced that more control will somehow protect you. But the tighter you hold, the deeper it burns. That's exactly what we do with pain, guilt, anger, and regret. We grasp at them as if they'll give us clarity or control, but all they truly give us is pain. Buddhism never asks you to suppress your feelings. It asks you to stop becoming attached to them. There's a subtle but life-changing difference. You only lose what you cling to. That one sentence cuts straight through our modern chaos. Yet most people still confuse letting go with weakness, like it means surrendering to life. But here's the truth. Resistance is what traps us. Acceptance is what frees us. Ever caught yourself looping over the same thought, replaying a moment, wishing it had gone differently? Whether it's fear of what lies ahead, guilt for what's past, or disappointment in where you are now, it's not the moment that hurts. It's your unwillingness to accept it. Zen wisdom says, let go or be dragged. That dragging you feel, it's not life. It's your fight against what's already here. In our modern world, we're sold the illusion that control brings peace. We're told to prepare, to plan, to predict every twist of fate. But deep inside, there's a part of you that still can't sit quietly in uncertainty. And that's where the suffering grows. Real peace doesn't live in the known. It's found in the space where you stop trying to force answers and start letting things unfold. So ask yourself, what am I gripping that's quietly tearing me apart? Maybe it's an old belief, a false identity, or a future you thought you were supposed to have by now. But the truth is, the tighter you hold on, the heavier life becomes. Here's a shift to try. The next time life overwhelms you, don't ask, why is this happening to me? Ask instead, what am I still clinging to? That one question can break chains. Right now, pause, breathe. Is there something inside you, some tension, some truth you've been avoiding? Something you know deep down needs to be released? Maybe this is the moment. Not because life will magically fix itself, but because you'll finally stop fighting it. Letting go isn't about giving up. It's about growing beyond the need to control. It's walking through the storm without needing to change the weather. It's realizing that peace doesn't come from having all the answers. It comes from standing calmly in the middle of the unknown. And when you really let go, not just mentally but in how you live, you'll see. Life doesn't become easier because chaos ends. It becomes easier because you stop clinging to the flame. Peace begins the very moment you stop resisting what already is. 2. Observe without absorbing. Storms never knock before they enter. They rush in wild and without warning. But have you ever noticed that the sky never pushes them away? It holds space for the rain, the thunder, the chaos, and still remains untouched. Your mind can be just like that. The moment you stop trying to control every storm and instead become the sky that holds it, something shifts. You begin to experience peace, not by avoiding the chaos, but by not becoming part of it. Observe without absorbing. That's the quiet rule most of us forget. In today's world, where distractions pull at your focus and every emotion demands your attention, this might feel impossible, but it's not. It's the difference between getting swept up in every wave and learning how to surf. You are not your anxiety. You are not your frustration. These emotions are like clouds passing through the wide open space of your awareness. They come and go, but they are not you. The real you is the space in which they happen. The Buddha said, "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." That's not just something to print on a poster. It's a daily survival skill in a world overflowing with noise. If you're always searching for peace in your environment, in other people, in the news, in how the day unfolds, you'll constantly be disappointed. Because the world won't stop spinning, but your mind can stop absorbing every bump in the ride. Picture yourself in a noisy room. Thoughts are loud. Emotions are louder. But then you pause, you take a breath, and you whisper to yourself, "This is just a thought. I don't have to believe it." Suddenly you're no longer drowning. You've become the stillness behind the noise. Every day gives you moments like this. When someone's words sting, when your mind starts racing, or when the world just feels too loud. In those moments, ask yourself, do I have to react? Or can I simply notice this and let it pass? That one pause is where peace lives. Most people absorb the world like a sponge. They take in every insult, every worry, every fear, and carry it as if it's part of who they are. No wonder they feel so heavy. But you don't have to live that way. You can be the witness, the quiet presence that watches the waves roll in without needing to jump into the ocean. When the mind is calm enough to observe without attaching, you experience what Buddhists call mindfulness. Not just in silence or meditation, but in how you live, speak, and respond. You become grounded like a mountain, unmoved by every breeze. Now imagine your life like that. Imagine walking through a difficult day and not absorbing every complaint, every comment, every flicker of doubt. Not because you're numb, but because you've learned how to protect your peace. You're not cold, you're clear. You don't shut down your heart. You just stop giving it away to every passing thought. And once you begin to live this way, once you truly master the art of watching without becoming, you don't just weather the storm anymore, you rise above it. Because strong minds don't fight the wind. They rise by becoming the sky. 3. Care deeply, but not widely. There's a subtle form of suffering many of us carry, one that doesn't scream, but slowly drains us. It's the kind of pain that comes from trying to care about everything and everyone all at once. You want to be kind, supportive, aware, and always available. But somewhere along the way, your energy begins to fade. Not because you stopped caring, but because you started caring too widely. Like a single candle trying to light every room in a mansion, your flame begins to dim. Buddhism offers a gentle reminder: care deeply, but not widely. It doesn't ask you to stop caring. It asks you to be wise with your care. To care without limits is not strength. It's a recipe for burnout. To care with intention is clarity. We live in a time when we're pulled in every direction. causes, conversations, opinions, news, expectations. And in the effort to be everywhere and everything, we end up losing ourselves. But peace doesn't come from fixing every problem. It comes from knowing which ones are yours to hold. There's a simple yet powerful question that can guide your focus. Am I giving my energy to what nourishes me or to what drains me? The world will always ask more of you, but you don't have to say yes to every call. You don't have to chase every fire to prove your warmth. Think of the story of the monk who was asked how he remained calm amid the world's noise. He smiled and said, "Because I know what's mine to carry and what isn't." That kind of clarity is what frees us. It's not detachment, it's wisdom in motion. In a culture that rewards overextension and glorifies exhaustion, boundaries are sacred acts of self-respect. Saying no doesn't make you cold, it makes you honest. And when you say no to what doesn't align with your values, you're actually saying yes to your soul. This is the quiet art of protecting your light. It's not selfish, it's necessary. Direct your love toward what truly matters. Not every argument deserves your voice. Not every opinion needs a response. Your energy is too precious to be spent on battles that don't bring you peace. In Buddhist thought, compassion is never careless. It's clear-eyed. It doesn't say, give everything. It asks, what is truly worthy of your attention? So audit your heart. Look at where your care is going. Are you trying to fix what was never broken? Are you carrying someone else's pain as if it's your purpose? It's okay to let some of it go. It's okay to be focused. Not because you don't care, but because you care enough to choose wisely. You don't need to stretch yourself thin to be good. You don't have to know every headline or answer every message to be kind. What you need is to protect your flame, to guard your peace, and to care deeply for the right things in the right way. Because when your care is clear and intentional, your light won't burn out. It will burn brighter. 4. The freedom of non-attachment. There's probably something in your life right now that feels unbearably heavy. Maybe it's a goal you're chasing with clenched fists, a version of yourself you're too afraid to outgrow, or a relationship that no longer fits, but you're holding on anyway. The weight you feel isn't from the world. It's from the grip you have on how you believe things should be. And that's the trap of attachment. In Buddhist philosophy, there's a truth that whispers through every teaching. Attachment is the root of all suffering. It's not just a poetic line, it's a mirror reflecting the way we cling to people, to identities, to outcomes, and the pain that comes when reality refuses to play along. But non-attachment isn't coldness, it's not giving up. In fact, it's the most profound expression of love. A love that doesn't possess, a love that doesn't panic when things shift, a love that understands change isn't loss, it's life unfolding. Picture a single leaf drifting down a river. It doesn't fight the current, it doesn't try to float upstream, it simply follows the water's lead, dancing with whatever comes. That's what non-attachment looks like. It's not indifference, it's trust. It's not weakness, it's surrender with strength. When you stop trying to control the current, something beautiful happens. You discover peace in the flow. Most of our suffering comes from our expectations, from clinging to a script that life never agreed to follow. We believe we must be the successful one, the strong one, the one who always has it together. But when reality doesn't match that picture, we don't just feel disappointment, we feel unworthy. Yet, here's the truth most people miss. You can chase your dreams with passion without attaching your identity to them. You can love someone fiercely without gripping them tightly. You can experience life fully without insisting it stay the same. Letting go doesn't mean you don't care. It means you stop trying to force what isn't yours to control. It's the courage to say, I trust the unfolding, I accept what is. And in that release, you'll feel something lift, a sudden lightness, like dropping a burden you didn't realize you were carrying. In that empty space, something unexpected arrives. Clarity, stillness, truth. Ask yourself, what am I clinging to that's creating tension within me? Is it an old version of who you think you should be? A plan that keeps slipping through your fingers? A fear of what you'll lose if you finally let go? Whatever it is, know this. You won't find peace by holding on tighter. You'll find it by loosening your grip. Every day offers you the chance to practice this. When a plan unravels, can you pause instead of panic? When someone challenges you, can you listen without clinging to your ego? When the unknown shows up at your doorstep, can you welcome it with openness instead of resistance? That's the heart of non-attachment. It doesn't mean abandoning your values. It means standing in them so confidently that you no longer need to control the outcome. You don't drown just because you fall into the water. You drown when you refuse to let go. Life will always move, and your peace depends on whether you fight that motion or learn to float with it. Letting go isn't giving up, it's waking up. Lesson 5. Respond, don't react. There's a sacred gap, barely a breath, between what life throws at you and how you choose to meet it. In that tiny space lives your calm, your clarity, and your true power. But most never notice it. They lash out without thinking, like a flame igniting in dry grass. The words come out fast, the emotions flare, and soon after comes regret. Why did I say that? Why did I let that take over? But ancient wisdom, especially from Buddhism, offers a powerful shift. Don't react, respond. Imagine a still, clear lake. It reflects the sky only when it's undisturbed. Stir the water, and the reflection breaks into chaos. The mind works the same way. Only in stillness can true clarity arise. Think back to the moments you've been triggered. When someone hurt you, when a plan fell apart, when life took you by surprise. Your jaw tightened, your breath shortened, and before you knew it, you snapped. But imagine if, in that instant, you paused. Just one mindful breath, just 1 second of stillness. You'd still feel the emotion, but you wouldn't become it. That pause is everything. That's where awareness lives. That's where wisdom begins. As the Buddha taught, do not let the behavior of others steal your peace. But that peace only exists when you choose to stay rooted in your own calm, your unshakable inner stillness. Ask yourself gently, am I reacting from emotion or responding with awareness? One path leads to pain and apology, the other to strength and peace. Reactions are fast, raw, and defensive. Responses are grounded, thoughtful, and wise. Reacting comes from ego and fear. Responding rises from presence, and presence only blooms when you're awake in the moment, when you've created that quiet space between what happens and how you choose to meet it. Picture a monk sitting calmly in the heart of a noisy, chaotic market. Children are running, vendors are shouting, dogs are barking, yet the monk stays centered. He's not unaware, he's just anchored. Rooted in himself, he doesn't let the outer world tear him apart. That's the essence of responding. To stay steady in a world that never stops shaking. Life will test you. People will press your buttons. Challenges will appear without warning. But the real question is, can you stay grounded when the storm hits? Can you hold on to your stillness when the world gets loud? The next time your anger rises or your nerves begin to flare, pause. One breath, one moment of silence. That's all it takes to shift, from fueling the fire to being the one who calms the flame. Mindfulness isn't passive, it's a daily discipline. It's the quiet strength to observe your emotions without letting them take over. And in that training, you become powerful, not because you control others, but because you've learned to master yourself. True strength doesn't show up in loud reactions. It lives in quiet decisions. Power isn't found in how forcefully you speak, but in how gracefully you respond. Bonus lesson: the power of being present. In a world that pulls you in 1,000 directions, with past regrets haunting you and future fears weighing you down, there's one practice that transforms everything: the ability to be here, fully in this moment, just as it is. We often believe peace will arrive when things are finally fixed, when the problems are solved, when we're somewhere else, doing something better, living some version of later. But here's the truth. Peace is not a distant destination. It's not waiting for you in the future. Peace is already available, right here, right now. Take a moment to reflect. How often do you find yourself trapped in the future, worrying about what might go wrong? Or stuck in the past, replaying moments you wish had gone differently? Both are illusions. The future hasn't happened yet, and the past is long gone. Yet we carry stress, fear, and regret. Not because of what's happening now, but because we're living in those other places. But the moment you see this clearly, something shifts inside you. You stop waiting for the perfect moment. You stop postponing your happiness for a day that may never come. You loosen your grip on control and begin to settle into the only moment that's truly yours, the present. This moment is your true source of power. It's where life unfolds. It's where joy is felt, where connection happens, and where peace becomes real, not in memory, not in fantasy, but here. So today, I invite you to pause, just for a moment. Close your eyes. Take a slow, deep breath. Notice the air, the sounds, the stillness. Feel your breath enter and leave your body. You don't need to fix anything. You don't need to do anything. Just be. Just be. This simple practice of presence builds true mental strength and quiet resilience. It reminds you that peace isn't something you have to chase. You don't have to fix everything or control every outcome. Often, all that's needed is to pause long enough to notice the life that's already unfolding around you. And here's the real magic. The more you practice being fully present, the more you begin to feel connected to everything. You start to notice the beauty in small, everyday moments, the warmth of your morning coffee, a kind word in conversation, the breeze during a quiet walk. You begin to realize that peace isn't something out there waiting for you to earn it. It's always been inside you, quietly waiting for you to arrive. Being present doesn't mean giving up your goals or ignoring your responsibilities. It simply means that while you work, grow, and solve problems, you remain grounded in the now. You're not living for a future moment. You're living this one fully. The bonus lesson is this: true peace begins the moment you stop needing life to be different. When you allow the present to be exactly as it is, you step into a space of freedom, where peace no longer depends on circumstances. It flows naturally from within. So the next time you feel anxious, overwhelmed, or lost in thought, come back. Come back to this moment. Right here, right now. Peace is already with you. You don't have to search for it. You only have to be here to feel it. As we close this journey, remember one final truth. Peace is not a destination. It's the way home. It's a practice. The power to transform your life lies in your ability to let go, to observe without absorbing, to care with wisdom, and to embrace the freedom that comes from non-attachment. When you begin to live these truths, you start to build a mind that is as peaceful as it is unshakable. But this is only the beginning. Every step you take toward inner strength, clarity, and calm is a step forward. Keep practicing. Keep releasing what no longer serves you. Keep watching your thoughts without letting them control you. And above all, keep returning to the present moment, the only place where true freedom lives. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Buddhism Insight. Together, we'll continue to explore the timeless wisdom that helps us meet life with strength, grace, and peace. And as always, we'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts, questions, or your own moments of transformation in the comments below. Thank you for being part of this journey. Until next time, remember,